Kurt, let's get this sorted straight away. The elephant in the room. How can a boy from Southwark in London represent Norway? What's going on here?
Quick summary. My wife, I met her in Latvia 17, 18 years ago. Moved over to Norway in 2003, 4. And after a couple of years of being in Norway, living in Norway, I was able to represent Norway as a snooker player. And that's basically what's happened. So I've been representing them for the last 15, 16 years.
Do they take you to their bosom as an adopted son? Or are you trapped somewhere between Norway and England where people here don't quite realise you're a Southwark boy and people there are saying, hold on a second, it's an English accent?
Yeah, look, you can't get away with it not being an English accent like mine. It's quite a heavy London accent. Of course I'm English, I am. But I feel more Norwegian now being out there. And I was saying earlier, I dream in Norwegian, I count in Norwegian. So that basically makes me, Norwegian now, I suppose.
Well, you counted to 10 against Dave Gilbert.
Yeah.
Is that your best performance of your career or your biggest win of your career?
Yeah, it's probably the biggest win so far. Obviously, because it being in the Crucible, you know, I haven't won a game here before. Last time I was here, Selby done me 10-9. So yeah, probably is both. Biggest win, and I did play well, you know, with scoring. My scoring was there. I've watched some frames back, a few mistakes that I'd like to try and cut out tomorrow against John, but overall, I'm happy.
Can you remember everybody who's beaten you in the last qualifier to get to the Crucible?
I can remember at least 3, and that was Dot last year, Milkins a couple of years before that, Ebden a few years back, and I'm not sure, there might be 1 or 2 more, possibly.
So did you metaphorically feel like throwing the cue in the lake as those piled up? Did you feel like it wouldn't happen for you, or you wouldn't get that Crucible win?
No, I never stopped believing. I just felt if I put the work in, put the practice in, I'd definitely get back and give anyone a challenge. And that's how I feel at the moment, confident and comfortable.
Is that the difference? Is that one of the most obvious things in snooker, that if you don't practice, you ain't going to get there?
I'd say that for the majority of players, yeah, definitely. You know, some players take it a little bit for granted sometimes, myself included. But I think the key is to work hard, and you should reap the rewards.
There's no easy part of the draw at the World Championship ever.
No.
But your little quarter has none of the Holy Trinity. No Robbo, no Rocket, no Trump. And I can look at you, and I can look at Mark Allen, and I can look at John Higgins, who you play next, and I can look at etc.
Yeah.
And I can make a case for every one of those names getting to the semi-final. Does this feel like that to you, a big chance?
Definitely a big chance. I mean, you're always going to probably want to avoid Ronnie or Trump. And Neil I haven't got a great record against. But someone like Higgins anyway, you know, 4 times world champion, legend, been in the last 3 finals. I mean, it's not going to be easy to get past him. But yeah, if you look at the draw like that, I suppose, yeah, you think anyone out of that section would have a good chance to get to the semis, yeah.
How do you go out against a monster like John Higgins and not get overawed? How do you get your mind right for this game?
I think that just comes with experience. I've been around the circuit a long time now, and I feel like I'll cope with it pretty well. You're just going out playing. You just got to play yourself at the end of the day. Just try and keep to your game, keep focused on your game. If you can do that, you've got a good chance of beating anyone.
In terms of focus, your family back in Norway, are you finding that difficult or perversely easier because you can just focus on the practice table?
Good question. Probably a bit of both, really. I try and put them at the back of my mind as much as I can. But on the other hand, I've been away. I haven't seen them now for a good 6, 7, 8 weeks, which is quite hard. My little one's only 12, you know, and miss seeing him grow up and trying to form him and mould him the way I'd like him to turn out, something like his dad.
Or maybe learn the lessons more.
I know, and obviously missing my wife and that. But yeah, in a way, you kind of just try and put them aside. I've got my job, I know what I've got to do over here, and I'm sacrificing them to try and do something really big over here. That's how I'm trying to look at it.